Have you ever seen a building that looks like it's moving, or like it's made of crumpled paper? That's the signature of Frank Gehry. Gehry is world famous for designing buildings that twist, curve, and shine like giant metal sculptures. Gehry's work asks, why do buildings have to be boring boxes? He crumpled up the rulebook and, in doing so, reshaped our world. Gehry's legacy? He made us all stop and stare. What does a crumpled building look like? Imagine a piece of paper, crumpled and opened, full of new lines and shadows. That's the feeling of a Frank Gehry building. The Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao shimmers like fish scales or glows like a golden ship. The Walt Disney Concert Hall in Los Angeles looks like a sailboat with billowing steel sails. Walk around it, and the building changes with every step. New angles, new reflections. In Prague, the dancing house looks like a pair of dancers. One solid, one twisting in a glassy twirl. Gehry's buildings flow, bend, and seem to defy gravity. His buildings have personality. They dance. Gehry makes us see buildings and cities in a whole new way. When a Frank Gehry building appears, it's a shock to the system. We're used to boxes, 4 walls, a roof, nothing more. Gehry's designs shatter that expectation. The first reaction is often confusion. Is it a building? A sculpture? Is it even finished? The curved metal and wild forms challenge everything we think architecture should be. Gehry wants to wake us up from the sameness of modern cities. He believes architecture has become dull, endless glass and steel boxes with no soul. His work is a rebellion, bringing emotion and surprise back to our cities. Gehry's buildings start conversations and spark debate. They make us pay attention to the world around us. Take the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao. Before it, the city was in decline. Gehry's design looked chaotic, even messy, and many doubted it. But its strangeness became its power, a symbol of Bilbao's rebirth. The building announced, this city is ready for the future. Gehry's architecture is impossible to ignore. It demands a reaction. Some see chaos, others see beauty and freedom. No one is indifferent. His buildings inspire awe, joy, and sometimes anger. That's the mark of a true artist. Gehry isn't just building structures. He's creating art that changes how we see our cities. His work forces us to question what buildings can be. Gehry's shock is intentional. It's an invitation to imagine more. In a world of sameness, he gives us something unforgettable. And that's why his buildings matter. How does a wild idea become a real building? For Gehry, it starts with a quick, energetic sketch, just lines on a page, capturing movement and feeling. He's not thinking about windows or doors yet, just the spirit of the form. Dozens of rough sketches lead to physical models, built from paper, cardboard, and wood. Gehry and his team crumple, stack, and twist these models, searching for the right shape. He holds the model, turns it, changes it, like a sculptor at work. This hands-on process is playful and experimental. The models grow more detailed, evolving from rough paper to crafted plastic and metal. Gehry's team studies the models, looking for the most exciting shapes and the best play of light. Unlike most architects, Gehry starts with his hands, not a computer. He believes you have to feel a building's shape to truly understand it. The final building often looks like an enlarged version of these early models, full of spontaneity and energy. Gehry's process keeps the human touch alive in architecture. His buildings feel handmade, not machine-made. This connection between sketch and structure gives his work its artistic soul. Gehry's method is about intuition, experimentation, and the courage to try something new. That's how a crumpled sketch becomes a landmark. Once Gehry is happy with a model, the real challenge begins. How do you build it? Traditional blueprints can't capture his complex curves. Gehry's team pioneered using advanced computer software to translate handmade models into digital blueprints. They scan the model, creating a detailed 3D map. Now every curve and angle is inside the computer. The software, originally made for designing fighter jets, lets engineers plan the steel skeleton and every unique panel. Each piece is custom-made, fitting perfectly into the puzzle. The digital process is efficient, reducing waste and ensuring precision. Construction workers use laptops on site, following the digital model step by step. Gehry's studio is a leader in blending art and technology. He's not just an artist, he's a digital craftsman. This marriage of hands-on creativity and high-tech tools makes his impossible buildings possible. Gehry's vision is built on both intuition and innovation. Gehry's buildings often face skepticism at first, but then something remarkable happens. The Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao didn't just give the city a new museum, it transformed the city itself. Bilbao was struggling, but the museum's shimmering form became a symbol of hope and rebirth. Tourists flocked in, businesses thrived, and the city gained a new identity. This phenomenon is called the Bilbao effect. One spectacular building can revive an entire city. The same story played out in Los Angeles with the Walt Disney Concert Hall, a beloved landmark and a source of civic pride. Gehry's buildings become icons, sparking joy and imagination. People want more than functional boxes. They want buildings that inspire. When a Gehry building succeeds, it becomes part of the city's soul. It creates pride, connection, and a sense of wonder. Gehry's daring approach shows that architecture can change lives. His buildings are more than structures. They're catalysts for transformation. That's the true power of his work. Not everyone loves Gehry's work. For every admirer, there's a critic who sees an expensive, impractical mess. Gehry's buildings are costly. Complex forms and materials mean big budgets. Some argue the money could be better spent elsewhere. Others say his buildings are self-indulgent, prioritizing dramatic exteriors over function. Sometimes the unusual shapes cause real problems, like the blinding glare from the Walt Disney Concert Hall's metal panels. Maintenance can be tricky, and some find the forms chaotic or out of place. Critics ask, is this architecture for people or for the architect's ego? Gehry's work is divisive, sparking debate about what buildings should be. But controversy means his work is challenging our ideas. Gehry takes risks, and not everyone approves. His buildings force us to confront our tastes and expectations. In the end, the debate is proof that his architecture matters. Why does Gehry's crumpled style matter for the future? He proved buildings don't have to be boxes. They can be anything you imagine. Gehry's freedom inspires architects to be bold and creative. His work reminds us that buildings shape our emotions and memories. Unique architecture gives cities identity in a world of sameness. Gehry's use of technology changed how complex buildings are made everywhere. He bridged the gap between art and engineering. His process allows for more efficient, sustainable construction. Gehry's legacy is about dreaming bigger, seeing cities as places of wonder. Not every building needs to be wild, but every city needs inspiration. Gehry's work is a reminder that architecture can be more than shelter. It can be art. He crumpled the old rules and showed us a brighter, more imaginative future. That's why his buildings matter for tomorrow.